The Arts Club was founded in 1863 in order to provide a haven for those people who had a professional or amateur relationship with the arts, literature or sciences. Since 1896, the club has been located on Dover Street in this elegant Georgian townhouse, affording its members a comfortable and impressive base in Mayfair.
The location of the club was very important in how it developed in its early days. Sitting on Dover Street was very close to the Royal Academy and very quickly attracted the likes of Whistler, Rodin, Kipling and Monet as members.
The history between the Arts Club and the Royal Academy would have been this, that former presidents would have been members. When I first joined the Academy, it was quite a regular thing on days of general assembly.
That is a well that has sort of fed the club ever since. You know, it's always had people from the creative arts. The difference now, I think, is those people mix in with people that have a passion for all sorts of things.
It's one of the most fashionable places, not only in London but in the world. And, you know, you see that day in and day out in the Arts Club. And on top of that, the food's unbelievable. You know, the setting's fantastic, the people are great, and it's quite a unique blend. You know, in the Arts Club, I think it's got everything.
We are demanding, we do want the best, and you know the club is full, so it's proof in the pudding really, you know. And I love the idea it's now expanded into hotel rooms and, you know, internationally.
I can't wait to stay here. Then I'll really have everything I need under the same roof.
From as far as I can remember, that's all I was talking about when I was a kid. I wanted to be a chef. My other passion was playing football, and I got an ultimatum at some point from my mom that I had to make a choice between football or being a chef. It was an easy choice. The food at the Arts Club is really the heart and the soul of the club. The philosophy, what we're trying to do at the brasserie in the Arts Club is really to provide the best food we can, working with the season. The food should speak for itself because it's very fresh and it's a very good product. Order, ribeye, midwell. The menu change almost every week. It's an ongoing process of playing with the season, what's available, what's also the guests might be looking for. So we listen to what they would like to see on the menu, and then we work on it. It's all teamwork where we come with an idea first and we work on the dish. Sometime I would say 4, 5, 6 try before we get to the final result. Well, I have a tremendous team behind me. The kitchen is run as a brigade, kitchen brigade. So we have the executive chef, myself, the head chef, sous chefs, and then the army behind, which is the chef de parties and commis. Everybody passionate, and that's one key to be part of this team. Everybody has to be passionate. I do maintain my high standards because that's the way I've been raised. I mean, all my life I work with chefs that are the same standards than we do here now. It's not an option. The standards that we have are the way it should be. It's just about an education, and that's why we try to provide to all the youngsters also in the kitchen. What I love about working in the kitchen is bringing those fresh products, unique products, and make something out of it that people will enjoy. Makes my day.
Great food requires great service. In the brasserie, it is delivered by our front of house team, led by restaurant manager Ian.
Great service for me is really tailor-making everything. You're literally looking at each individual and making sure they have everything they need, and people's needs differ. But great service to me is really engaging with the member, finding out exactly what they need, and making sure we adhere and deliver and exceed. We have a fantastic team. They put heart and soul into every day.
Teamwork is great, and you build up a relationship with the people you work with and the people that come in, and it's just like a big family here.
To work in a members club, it's really important that you know your customer, because they come really often, and it's good because you know what they like and what they don't like.
It's not a case of people just coming to work because it's a job. This is a vocation. This is what people have their enthusiasm, their passion about, and it's so much more than just work.
Jean-Luc's search for the finest ingredients takes him to the south coast of England.
So we've been supplying the Arts Club since they reopened in 2011. We have a fantastic relationship.
We talk on the phone every morning. They understand what we want, and we get the best out of them from their products.
We can supply the best possible fish, which is a high-end dayboat fish.
As far as I'm concerned, we're on the same page, and it shows in the plate.
So here on the south coast we have a unique and abundant fishing industry. Sea bass, Dover sole, turbots, lobster, crab, compared to anywhere else in the UK, is a massive fishery. We make sure that we can get the most sustainable fish that is caught on the south coast, but the most important thing for us is how quick we can get it to the customer.
The fish has to be fresh. If the fish will not be fresh, I will just not put it on the menu.
The fish is landed within 6 to 8 hours of capture. It is then sent to the chefs that morning for them to prepare on that day.
Well, the product is so fresh that it speaks for itself. We serve a Dover sole just with a good olive oil and lemon juice. The fish is the star of the plate, and it's just about the freshness. You don't need to add anything to it.
We love what we do. It's a privilege to be able to supply fish of the highest quality to the Arts Club.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and Jean-Luc is visiting his fruit and vegetable supplier.
Once in a while, I take some time to come to New Covent Garden Market and spend some time with Paolo, so he can show me around, and I have a better idea of what's available, the quality of products.
This morning we've been to look at some particular thing like mushroom, herbs, and seasonal thing like English asparagus, and we've been cutting, trying, tasting, and together decided what was the best in flavor and color and size.
You know, we have a good understanding with each other about what I expect him to get me.
Every day we come here to buy all the fruit and veg. We work in night time because vegetable is going to be delivered very early in the morning. We're going to do the shopping between 12 and 3, 3:30, 4, and then starting delivery about 4:30, 5 o'clock. All the product is the same, so we have to make sure the chef he get best product selected out of each box. Being a chef myself, you need skills to understand sizes, texture, flavor, so everything it must be spot on the day.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't remember one day I had to return something because the quality was poor.
It's outstanding being here, because it's like every day is a new day. You can do for 10 years, and every night you approach the job, it's the same situation like the first day.
Cooking for me is you cook from the heart. So here what we offer is more like a contemporary, a twist using certain like European ingredients, but principally we stick on the basic what Japanese techniques is about. Ingredients have to be fresh, and every touch is a delicate. You have to put a lot of care. Japanese, if you reflect back to the culture, they represent the dish more based on the mountain, the sea, the landscape. So all those presentations, it have certain meanings behind. And it just tell you the story about where you're plating and where's the fish from. So, and it is dependent now how actually they're trying to present it in the small details. A food for me is a big piece of art.
I think that when you step out of the lid, it's like a whole different world. It's like a gem of the club. It was an extremely exciting challenge to create QB. We wanted to make a Japanese concept, but we also wanted it to fit into the heart of the club. What we aim for in QB is we really want the members to feel like it's their own Japanese restaurant. I think that QB is so unique, and I'm so proud of being a part of this.
QB is not a very big restaurant. It's about 45 seats. We have some nice lovely terrace outside. So summertime is paradise space for people who love to dine out. All the success from one restaurant, I think, is the key of the teamwork behind. I think one chef doesn't work. Yeah, I can create 1,000 dishes, but there's no one to follow, and that's not happening. I came here, I launched the menu in May 2014, and since then I see a good progress. I still see a lot of new regular faces, and that's what makes me happy as well, to bring the food to the table, and you see the big smile on the customer.
Having learned the basics of pastry from his mother, Claude Lemarche has had an exceptional career, working alongside such luminaries as Gordon Ramsay and Pierre Kaufmann, as well as leading the team at the Dorchester.
When I was a kid, I loved the sweet. I didn't have any money, I didn't have any money, so the little money I had, we do brioche, we do afternoon tea, we do our jam, we do our ice cream, we do our sorbet, we do our dessert on the plate, we do our cake, we do, yes, everything, even our vanilla sugar. We have two bakers, the two bakers starting at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're finishing usually around 12 o'clock. My pastry team are 8, they're from all around the world. What is the secret to be a great pastry chef is, first of all, to receive good ingredients, to check and to try. Simplicity is the most difficult thing to create now. Every day when I come to work, yes, I try to be creative. I speak to my team, I teach them. We do new creativity to make sure that I satisfy the guests.
Every once in a while, Claude runs a masterclass for members to learn the secrets of baking.
Today we're doing a masterclass. I teach simplicity. Today we will have a Swiss roll from Korea, it's a special sponge, very soft, with crème pâtissière and that. We will do that all together. And also again, is to make the guest happy. If a guest is very happy, I am very happy, my team is very happy, and we're all very happy about it.
Over the past 150 years, the club has included many outstanding figures in the history of art, including Auguste Rodin, James Whistler and Claude Monet. Their influence can still be seen today in both the permanent and temporary art exhibitions.
We really loved the idea that we would be building the collection and doing the exhibition program in keeping with what they would have liked for their time. We think that they would like the idea that we're showing today's masters and in the exhibition program emerging and really exciting new artists.
It's a global world today, so we're going to make it an international collection, but we'll focus on artists, so that are artists that have sort of triggered movement or inspired young artists, and use art to really create different atmospheres in different rooms.
The nice thing for us was being able to involve some of the artists in the collection as well. So, for example, Thomas Saraceno came and looked at the stairwell and suggested the artwork that he thought would work best for that space.
The Stephen Prina is a great example, because we bought this yellow canvas basically, and then Stephen had to come and spray it. You know, it takes a certain amount of guts to come and have an artist spray something, you know, in a busy space, and they allowed the sort of paint to drop on the floor and keep the stain there. You know, the whole place had to be closed. Everybody was wearing a mask because of the fumes. It takes a commitment to contemporary art and to the artists and to the process.
The idea originally came about to do exhibitions as a way of keeping the collection feeling really dynamic, and so there would be some changeover for the members. So we love the idea that the permanent collection feels for members a little bit like sort of me seeing an old friend and seeing these familiar works, but that there's also this changing program. And it gave us the chance to show sort of quite dynamic, young, maybe edgier artists, to bring artists that are maybe very well known elsewhere but haven't had huge exposure here yet.
12, 13 years ago, I met this artist who's actually a member of, and before I was even actually selling art, he told me about this place, and he told me about the history of the Arts Club. And now to be actually showing here is kind of like everything has gone full circle. The response has been very positive from people that are members here and the galleries that have come, the collectors that have come. It's all been a very positive response.
We are sort of happy when the feedback is good, so it works for the general public that come here. But if we also, you know, have other artists loving it, if the art critics love it, if the press loves it, so if we sort of somehow manage to get that balance right, I think that's what success is for us.
Every year, the Arts Club chooses a charity to support. In 2013, that charity was Chicken Shed.
Chicken Shed is a theatre company, but a theatre company with a difference, because it encompasses and includes all kinds of people. People with great talent, people with problems, people with physical disabilities. Those people make the art. And I often compare it to an artist with a palette of colours, and I say that Chicken Shed has more colours in its palette and therefore paints a much better picture because of it. We were lucky enough to be the charity partner of the Arts Club in 2013, and we did a performance down in the club. We've raised over £100,000, and we've also made some great contacts here as well. So it's a brilliant association. Long may it continue.
Our member events cover a wide range of cultural events. Zach Goldsmith and the late Sir David Frost were part of our debate series, and we were privileged to have the author Lionel Schreiber, the comedian and writer Ruby Wax, and doyenne of fashion Diane von Furstenberg. We've also hosted Tamara Rojo and Darcy Bussell from the world of ballet.
In the past, the ballerina was this fragile, delicate, wonderful waif that used to float across the stage, where now you have to have that physicality as well as that fragileness and be able to do the mix.
In the art world, Theaster Gates and Cornelia Parker, amongst a whole panoply of artists, have spoken. And to make sense of the economic crisis of recent times, the great economist Joseph Stiglitz shared his views with us. Our gospel lunches have become a signature event at the club, and we try to make our children's events participatory, educational, and fun. With a range of elegant and versatile rooms available for hire, the Arts Club can provide the perfect venue for parties of all sizes.
only members can book private events here. So we try and be as relaxed as possible because we're trying to provide the best possible event service we can. Members can hire a number of our spaces for private events. We have the drawing room upstairs on the first floor, which can do lunches or dinners for 40 and standing for 80. And then next door is the anteroom, which can either be combined with it, or it can be a separate private dining room for 18 seated and 35 standing. And then we have the nightclub downstairs, our supper club, which can do seated dinners for up to 70, and we can do standing parties for up to 120. We work very closely with the chefs. Obviously our food is a huge part of our brand here. We have main kitchen menus, we have menus at QB, canapes, bowl food, with breakfast canapes, afternoon tea, and often, regardless of the time of the event, we'll do a combination of all of them depending on what the member wants and needs. Some members will have their own events people, either within their teams at work or privately, who will assist us, but more often than not, members ask us to do everything. So we do it flowers, entertainment, design, anything. I think when you do an event anywhere, but particularly here, because it's for our members, it's so personal to them. So whether it be a wedding or a birthday party or a launch of their brand, it's very emotive for them. And because we already have a relationship with them because they're members, you become quite sort of emotionally involved in a professional way to the event, and it's so important to you. We try not to be a venue, we try to be part of their home that they're extending to their guests. So it's quite a different way of doing events.
For me, we are liquid chef. We like making cocktails instead of making dishes. Yeah, I create the bar menu, which I try to keep the concept of the club. The club is from 1863. What I did is a trip through the centuries of cocktails. So you have in the library bar, you have cocktail recipes only from the 1800s. Down here is 1900, 1950, so pre-Prohibitionist kind of area. And then down in the nightclub is 21st century, so more kind of a tiki cocktails. To have a great cocktail, to have a unique experience, it's all about details. Because it's the way you're making the passion you have, and obviously when you love what you're doing, you're always going to be the best at it. And a great bartender needs knowledge, passion, and skills. What I love about the Arts Club is that we are a family. I think it's the secret of the Arts Club that gives the unique service, the unique experience to our members and guests.
With a team of 12 working across the Arts Club, our sommelier is responsible for sourcing wine from the best vineyards and most unique winemakers around the world. Our wine list features rare and beautiful wines with choices to suit everyone's palate, delivering something truly special for our members. There's also a great selection of cigars at the club, a collection that combines celebrated vintage cigars with their younger counterparts. Since opening in 2011, our nightclub 1863 has proved itself to be one of the finest venues for live music in London.
The main thing was to make a place where music would sound good, people would want to dance, and musicians would want to play.
I came on board with the Arts Club in the inception when they first decided they were going to build it, and I like the idea of creating a space, you know, in London, like a kind of like luxe but live venue, and have great musicians here every night. The stage is great and the gear is great and the band loves to play in it.
Every 2 months we try to deliver a headline act. Last year we had Lauryn Hill, Dionne Warwick, Leanne La Havas, who was an up-and-coming act at the time.
In the beginning I remember watching Plum of Faith, Ronnie Wood, and since then, you know, Sam Smith, Rudimental, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I have had the honor and pleasure of seeing Lauryn Hill perform here, and it was mind-blowing. And it was probably, to this day, one of my favorite live performances I've ever seen anywhere.
The unique thing, I suppose, about the club is both that we are attracting these headline acts and we're also putting together the bands ourselves.
We go across the country to go and find young, new, emerging artists. We then rehearse them, dress them, produce them, put them on the stage, and then we mould them into these amazing 9 and 10 piece bands who play to our members here.
The way that they nurture talent here and kind of pluck people out of school and kind of foster is, I've never really heard of anything like that.
Since 2011, the nightclub has evolved significantly. Now we have a supper club, so guests can come down from 7:30, have dinner, watch a band, still be talking to their guests. It's an informal atmosphere that then leads well into the rest of the night.
You've got live music from when you step in to when you leave. You have an amazing band, got an amazing bar team, the cocktails are flowing, and honestly, when if you're into live music, there isn't anywhere better in London to come and enjoy it.
After dinner, the volume cranks up, more guests come down, the lights change, the stage changes, the big band comes on, and you can feel this real energy driving the rest of the night.
One of the great things about playing venues this size, especially for music like soul, funk and jazz, it's like that music was really meant to be played in places like this. That's where it was invented, that's why it was made, So playing these intimate venues where you see everybody sweaty and dancing, having a good time is really, it's one of my favorite things to do.
1863 also plays host to some of the best DJs in the country, like Trevor Nelson. DJs can also be heard in the Members Bar. In 2014, we were privileged to launch the inaugural Arts Club Carl Jenkins Classical Music Award, sponsored by Classic FM. With a prize that includes the chance to record a specially written score with Carl Jenkins, it looks set to become a prestigious event on the music calendar.
So we had about 140 entries, and that was whittled down to a semi-final and a final. And we had some amazing players. Ultimately, the winner was a very fine violinist from Korea. She'd been here since the age of 9 at the Purcell School, and then the Royal College of Music, Zhu Yang Sir.
I'm absolutely honoured to be this year's winner of the Arts Club Carl Jenkins Classical Music Award. It's an amazing opportunity for me to be able to work with somebody like Carl Jenkins and to actually work with a living composer and have him write a piece especially for you. That is a real honour, and I'm delighted to even have the opportunity to work with him and also to record the piece.
So with a fair win, the award will grow and become more well known and continue to lend support to some amazing young players who are out there who need all the help they can get.
The Arts Club really is a wonderful place.
We've created a unique restaurant, which is a brasserie. We've got a Japanese restaurant which we opened 2 years ago, and now we're doing the bedroom. Our clientele has been asking for bedroom for a long time, and we've made them very, very special, and we are going to surprise people. It's like putting next to each other the best of restaurants in London, the best of hotel in London. It's unique, and I don't think anybody else can match that in London.
We have 16 rooms and suites. We have a very large penthouse facility with a roof terrace as well, which is quite unusual for London. The rooms are eclectic. We've tried our best to keep a neutral palette throughout, with influences from mostly the 20th century. We have introduced an Art Deco element to make it that much more glamorous, in keeping with what's happening in the rest of the Arts Club on the lower floors. And a lot of the pieces are designed specifically for the Arts Club. Each piece of furniture has been scaled appropriately for the spaces that they're in. That makes them special. Largely, for the most part, the furniture is made in Portugal. The lighting is made by Collier Webb in Eastbourne. We have customized and created specific pieces specifically for the rooms. We have used interesting woods and materials and the marriage of these different things. As an example, we have here horsehair and bronze with a piece from Paul Mathieu. If you are a repeat guest and you have a different room, the experience will be different every single time. The art, the furniture pieces, everything is different. And that is what sets us apart. I think the challenges we had were to actually create a hotel in a space that was originally an office, whilst the Arts Club was still going on the 3 floors beneath, and with minimum disruption to guests. I've learned so many things. The fact is that it's a testament to all the people involved in this project that we've been able to achieve something like this, because of the variety in each room, not just the pieces of furniture and the lighting and the woven rugs, but the art as well, and all the small guest amenities. Everything has been considered, and everyone's worked very hard to put that together. That is the thing that I have learned, that we can achieve anything given